We are back talking more thoroughbred horse racing on Proline TV for this Thursday, the 5th of March, 2026. The Kentucky Derby is just a month away. We have more. Yeah, the Derby is coming soon. And we have one more Derby prep race that we're going to handicap. Not much to handicap, actually, in the other. That's the Tampa Bay Derby. That field looks pretty wide open and unappealing. But anyway, we're going to do the San Felipe. That is the Derby prep. It's a 50-point race. And then we are also going to take a look at races 9 and 10, because 10 is the Santa Anita Handicap. Of course, that's a historical race there at Santa Anita Park. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a fun race. And race 9 is the Frank E. Kilroe Mile Stakes. We'll handicap that second. How's it going, John?
Good, but aren't we like 2 months away from the Derby? It's the first Saturday.
Oh, that's right. 2 months away. Correct. Thank you.
You scared me.
2 months away. Oh. Yeah. We have how many prep races to go? We have, let me check out the schedule. We are going to
they have enough of them. They have the Florida Derby. They have they have a race at Oakland. They have the Jeff Ruby at Turfway Park.
Yeah, there's 8 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 100-point races.
They're all 100-point races? Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's going to begin in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we'll have that Jeff Ruby you talked about and the Louisiana Derby in 2 weeks. Then after that, the week after, it's the Florida Derby and the Arkansas Derby. And then a month from now, the Bluegrass, the Santa Anita Derby, and the Wood Memorial.
There you go.
So those are the big ones coming up. 100-point races, but we have 3 more 50-point races, the 2 this weekend, and then the Virginia Derby, which is on March 14th next week. So I know we don't usually do Colonial Downs too much, but we do. So we'll see whether or not the Virginia Derby is a race worth talking about next week. And last week on the show, we had some more races regarding the Kentucky Derby, including the Gotham. And the Gotham was won by Iron Honor. So how did Iron Honor do? Because Iron Honor starts off with an 8 in his first race.
He won the race, but he actually went backwards and ran a 10. So,
well, that's expected, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing was, too, is that the 3 Crown the Buckeye, gave him a race. So it was a pretty good battle.
Yeah.
Crown the Buckeye was 4-1 when we did the show last week, the morning line, and I believe he went off like somewhere like 10-1 or something like that.
Well, yeah. The horse that we gave out that won ended up being, well, we knew he'd be the favorite, but he was a big favorite.
And and the thing too is it was a fast time and a longer distance. So that actually is a pretty good deal for Iron Honor.
But it wasn't around 2 turns, so he still had some more racing to go, I guess.
I guess we'll see him in the Wood.
I guess we'll find out.
The Fountain of Youth, that was won by Commandment. That was the morning line favorite.
He beat Our Horse by. Our Horse gets a bigger number. He was wide throughout. The other horse was on the inside. And Our Horse, in the long run, will be a lot better horse. It was his first time around 2 turns, only his second career start.
Chief Wallaby.
Yes, sir. Chief Wallaby.
He started out with an 8 in his first race.
Right.
Because the 6 and the 10, Solitude Dude and Chief Wallaby, actually, it was, again, a fast pace in that one. And they just got worn down, I think, and the 4 took advantage.
Well, I don't know. Chief Wallaby wasn't on the lead. He came from behind, but he had a tougher trip. The other horse saved all the ground.
Absolutely.
And the winner, by the way, ran an 8. So I would assume Chief Wallaby ran a 6 or 7, in my opinion.
If that happened, then that's very impressive.
Yeah, well, it did happen because he ran second. He got beat a neck, and he was wide throughout. So he's going to have to get some,
So maybe we'll see him in the Florida Derby.
Oh, for sure. Well, he's going to have to get more points. He only has 25, so yeah.
And then interesting because Commandment, the morning line favorite, went from a 13 to an 8.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty significant. A 5-point new top.
Well, it's Brad Cox. His horses are certainly allowed to improve.
Well, still, it's a pretty big move in a month. So we'll see. And then the Rebel. That was won by Class President. Morning line favorite of 10-1. Not favorite, but morning line 10-1.
Yeah, well, Litmus Test took all the money and was a major disappointment. He ran horrible for Baffert.
That's right. Everybody was on Litmus Test.
Well, let me see if we have a number on.
Everybody going with Baffert because he's the king of the Rebel.
Well, he won it 8 years or something. He was going for his 9th straight one.
He's actually won 9 races at the San Felipe. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. But yeah, Class President, Pleasure, Velasquez combo, couple of 13s in his first 2 races. And John's going to see if he can find out what he went with in the Rebel.
All right, keep talking in the meantime.
And he beat your horse. He actually beat my horse by a nose. That was Silent Tactic. That was a close loss.
So he
Silent Tactic's line is pretty good.
He ran an 11, actually, Class President. So
that's not nothing great.
No, not at all.
That's the Rebel. That's the Fountain of Youth, and that is the Gotham from last week. This week, we're going to go with the San Felipe, and then we're going to go through the other 2 races at Santa Anita. I'll touch up on a couple of notes from the Tampa Bay Derby later on, but there's not much to talk about. Okay, so let's pop up on the screen San Felipe entries. Here we are. Not a big field, only 7. But looking over these horses, definitely better than at least it looked like it's more. They got some better horses out here in Santa Anita, which might be a little bit of a surprise, but. The morning line favorites to 4, Brant. And
this was a $3.5 million purchase by Baffert as a baby. So this horse is supposed to be this good. They paid a lot of money for him. Last time was his first time around 2 turns. And, on paper, it looked like he stopped, but I'm not sure that was the situation. So.
Okay, so let's go through the field. We don't have to talk about the 1.
No, we don't. The 1, I don't even know what the hell he's doing there.
And again, like I said, Baffert has won this race 9 times. Journalism won the race last year. We remember Journalism. And I double and triple check these notes. 13 horses started and won the Kentucky Derby from the San Felipe. Really? 6 horses won both races. And 13 won both the San Felipe and the Santa Anita Derby. And only 3 won all 3. The San Felipe, the Santa Anita, and the Kentucky Derby.
I actually have a better question for you. How many of those were Baffert horses that won the San Felipe and the Derby?
Oh, interesting. Hey, our viewers are smart.
I bet most of them.
Our viewers are smart. Let us know. How many Baffert horses won both the San Felipe and the Santa Anita?
No, how about the Derby?
The Derby. Okay.
All 3 of them, I don't think. No.
It was only 3.
Yeah.
So okay. I think Baffert could have been 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. A mile and 16th, of course. A grade 2, $200,000 purse, 3-year-old, 640-ish on Saturday. And again, the 1 shouldn't even be here. So let's go with the 2. Start the ride. 1 is only a race at Santa Anita. At this distance, last time out, ran a 13 in that race. So that just doesn't seem like it's going to cut it here, though.
Well, he is lightly raced, obviously. And just like he won from a 16 to a 13, I guess he can go 13 to a 10, right? Yes. But I'm not saying he's going to do it. The problem is that it's not like you have to beat 1 horse. You have about 3 or 4 horses that all have single digits. So that's the problem.
Yep. The 3 is one of those horses. Secured Freedom. Yakim is training this one. And the line is nice. 16-10 last year. 8 this year in the grade 3 race where he finished 3rd. So this horse wants to close. So he hasn't really done a whole lot wrong, and you are getting 8-1. What about Secured Freedom?
He's going to be my top selection here. And ask me why, because he ran an 8, which is the fastest number that I think anyone in the race has run for the most part. He's got time off. He did it around 2 turns. Obviously, Brant's going to be the horse to beat, but Brant is going to be 2-5, and Secured Freedom may be 6, 7, 8-1. Well, so for that reason, it's strictly an odds play.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And maybe if a couple of these other horses too. What's interesting is, again, like I said, this horse wants to close. And the next two, the Baffert horses from history, says they both want to lead.
Yeah, but they're not going to kill each other. Not in this spot, not in this race. You know, one of them's taking back. And I would assume Brant is going to the lead and Potente is probably going to sit.
So when that happens, does another horse who can lead, does the trainer say, you know what, this is a good opportunity for me to try to take the lead because Baffert's not going to really push these horses?
Well, one of them he's going with for sure. So, you know, when you have 2 horses in the race and they both look like speed horses, one of them, you know, and they're trained by the same guy, he's not entering them to kill each other. That just doesn't make sense. So, right. But I don't know who the other horse is. But
that's the thing. We don't know. All right. So again, Brant ran a 6. So he's got the best number. And that was an amazing 6 for his very first race in July. Predictably bounced to an 11, but won that race wire to wire. And that was a grade 1 win at Del Mar. And then did not win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but he still ran a 9.
Listen, you don't see many 2-year-olds, if any, run a 6 in July. So that's a monster number. Usually it's not a good thing when they do that because it's just too much too soon. And there's nothing to build off of. What are you going to do? Run zeros? You know, like if you run a 10 as a 2-year-old, you have a license to run a 7, 8 as a 3-year-old. He ran a 6. So technically he has a license to run a 4 off of that 6 that he ran first out as a 2-year-old. But again, I'm not so sure. I think this horse, he has a funny way of going. You know, people that know what they're looking at say he travels funny, and I don't know. It is what it is. And he obviously is the horse to beat off of the 9 early and the 6 even earlier as a 2-year-old. But there's no value in betting him.
No, not at all. He's going to be a very, very short price.
Right.
All right. There's Potente, the 5 at 9-2. Hernandez on board, and 1 race, 6 furlongs. So now he's going to go from 6 furlongs to 1 mile and 1/16. He ran a 12 in that race, and it was on Lasix.
And they also knew about it because he went off 60 cents to the dollar that day. So there was no secrets here. It was only a 5-horse field, and now it's a 7-horse field. Now it's 2 turns. I would try to beat this horse.
Yeah, I don't see any. I don't see any reason to take a chance. The only reason would be if you're getting decent odds, but
well,
there's no reason to go with that.
There's no such thing as decent odds when you're betting Baffert.
That is true. Next up is So Happy, and So Happy has not done anything wrong either. But the price is short at 2-1. He ran a 10 in November, came back with a 9 in January, wins a grade 2 race in his second race of his career. And those are 2 decent numbers. And one of them was at Santa. He's got to go a little bit further distance here. That's the other thing. Again, unfortunately, he's 2-1.
So you take his sheet and you put it next to Secure Freedom sheet, and aren't they basically the same thing? He ran a 10 and then a 9, and the other one ran a 10 and then an 8. And his last 2 starts. The only difference is that Secured Freedom did it going 2 turns last time out. Secured Freedom is 8-1. So Happy is 2-1. So why would I bet So Happy over Secured Freedom? I wouldn't.
I agree with you. I don't know.
Thank you.
Robusta, the 7.
Interesting horse.
Yes, an interesting long shot. Now, just like you said, though, with the 2, there's a lot that he has to beat here, but you're getting a big number for the combo, which is pretty solid, of the jock and the trainer, who are both having good meets. And of course, O'Neill's O'Neill. And throw in the fact that he hasn't done anything wrong. 19 last year, 12 and 10 this year. at Santa Anita. And even though the one thing that does stick out is that his only win was on Lasix.
Yeah, but his best number of his life, which was the last race, was without Lasix. So that 12 was coming, whether it was Lasix or no Lasix. Yeah, this horse at 20-1, you got to be crazy. You must include this horse.
Yeah, and if you can get a 3-7 exact in this one, you're friggin' whistling Dixie.
Yeah, you'll be whistling to the bank. Okay, so I'm giving out the 3 secured freedom, and exact is with the 4 and 7. 3 with 4 and 7. First and second, obviously, and more on 3-4-4-3 than 3-7-7-3 because you don't need as much. The 7 is 20-1.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use the strategy of I'm gonna take Brant, but I'll use the strategy of going with a couple of nice value plays with the 3 and the 7.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so there you go. That's the San Felipe, and next up is going to be the Frank E. Kilroe Mile. So this was the name. This was a horse.
Yes,
Frank E. Kilroe. That's a strange name.
I don't know. It may have been a person. It could have been anybody. Who knows?
Okay. All right.
Would say it's more likely it was a person than a horse.
Yeah, strange name.
How many horses have a middle initial E?
No, maybe not.
No, I don't think so. But whatever.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, just so you know, Ruben Jimenez wants you to know, John, that you are the man.
Thank you, Ruben.
Okay. Little break in our discussion. This is a mile race number 9, turf. We got a turf one. And this is purse 200,000, 4-year-olds and up. Should start about almost 7:15 on Saturday. And the morning line favorite is the 3, El Patente, a 5-2 shot, who really has a good number. There's really nothing a whole lot wrong with El Patente. His lines are excellent. And he's won 7 out of 17 races and 6 out of 9 at Santa Anita and 4 out of 6 at this distance. So El Patente is the deserving morning line favorite. 7 years old, though. Keep that in mind.
7 years old. He takes time between races. He finally putting together a little bit of a campaign, November, December, and now he ran last time, I guess, in February, at the beginning of February. Problem I have with him is that he's 7 years old. He's not getting better. He ran a 6 early last year at Santa Anita, probably in this race, I'll bet, or close to it. No, it wasn't.
He won the same race back to back at Santa Anita in early February, the Thunder Road.
Right. Okay.
So,
fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's 6 for 9 at Santa Anita, so obviously there's a lot to like about him. But again, like I said, when you're 7 years old, you don't get better. So I'm going to beat this horse, and I'm going to beat him with a 9-2 shot. But let's go through them.
Well, here is one of our favorites, our recent favorites. Mi Hermano Ramon is back.
Yeah.
After a layoff. He's been out since June. He had a big 6 in January, ran a 5 last December, another 6 in November. So the only question is what happened? Why has he been out for quite a long time? Anyway, Mi Hermano Ramon at 5-1.
Yeah, well, I'm tired of this horse. I've been playing him for a while now. I'm keep betting him to get back to that 5 and 6. He won with that 6 a year and a half ago.
Yes.
But he's coming off of a layoff. You know, he would have to run his best. I don't know if he's ready to run his best off of a layoff.
Yep. Hasn't won since. So
that's the problem.
Yep. All right. The 2 is Almendares, a 9-2 shot. D'Amato Gaffleone combo is nice. What's also nice is the horses run back-to-back 6s, November and January. And he hasn't had a win. Let's see, this last win was July, but a lot of single digits here for Almendares, ranging from 6 to 9. The only thing, and it's a big one, is he's never won at Santa Anita. He's 0 for 6. He has finished twice second, and twice third. So if you're looking for maybe some exotics there, but the fact is it's a low price as well at 9-2.
Well, he's not that low a price. He's 9-2, and in my opinion, he's the fastest horse in the race. I'm going to, I picked this horse. I'm giving him out here, And then I look and I see he's 0 for 6 at Santa Anita. You're right. But he was running in graded stake races. He always gets bet. I like this horse in this spot. I think he's solid. I think a 6 is going to win the race. And if he runs a 6, well, then he's going to win.
Yeah, he must have really stepped up in competition in the last race for him to go off at 37-1.
Yeah, well, it was the Pegasus Breeders' Cup Turf, that $3 million race.
Oh, okay.
So that's where he was running. Yes,
he still finished third.
Yeah,
he's a closer.
Yeah.
So, and there are 8 in the field, so not a big field, but okay. Let's move on now to the 3, the favorite. We talked about him already. So that's El Patante at 5-2. Then we've got the 4, Gas Me Up, a 7-2 shot, another closer. This horse also really a solid line. And in his last 5 races, he's run either an 8 or a 9, and even better, in December, he ran a whopping 4 in a grade 2 win at Santa Anita. So at 7-2, what do you think about Gas Me Up?
I don't want this horse. The 4 that he ran was coming down the hill at 6.5 furlongs around 1 turn, and off of the 4, he bounced to the 9, and all he ran before the 4s was a bunch of other 9s. So I don't see why he should run better than a 9. And at 7-2, I'm playing against him.
Okay. Next up, Cabo Spirit. The 5 is a 10-1 shot. Mike Smith on board. He, compared to these other horses, not as fast. He's coming off a 12 in January, a 10 in December.
Yeah, that 12 in January was in the same race that Almeidaris was in. That was also in the the Pegasus Turf World Cup, I guess, in Florida. He goes to the lead. If no one bothers him, he's going to do fine. The only problem is there's plenty of other speed in the race. He's in trouble in this spot.
Okay. The 6 is Mibago, a 4-year-old, the youngest horse in the field.
And the slowest horse.
And the slowest, unfortunately, with no single-digit numbers.
I don't think so. He'll be there for a while. He goes to the lead all the time and then stops. So.
Yeah,
he's no friend to Cabo Spirit on Saturday because they're going to be knocking heads.
The 7 is Final Boss, an 8-1 shot. And you got Juan Hernandez having another nice meet. Unfortunately, the same thing can be applied to Final Boss. He only has 1 single digit here.
I agree.
So not good. The 8 is Astronomer, an 8-1 shot. Now, Astronomer, a little bit better than the last 2 horses we spoke about. It's just that this horse doesn't win many races.
No, but he's 8-1, and he closes and he picks up pieces. I'm going to include him because he's going to clunk up. There's a lot of horses here. This 5, the 6, and the 7 are going to go and bang heads. Even El Potente, the 3 is going to be involved. Gray sets up for closers, and I think Almeidaris, the 2, is the right horse here. Underneath, let's use the 3, I guess the 4 and the 8. 2 over 3, 4, 8. I like the 2 a lot here.
The 2 over the 3, the 4, and the 8. Okay. Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
Okay, good. So, I'm happy.
Yeah. All right, next up is the Santa Anita Handicap.
Oh.
And unfortunately, this is a big race, but it's not really a good one because we only have 1 horse that is really going to be better than the rest in just a touch, the Brad Cox horse. He's going to go off at a really short price.
And he's got a little bit of a problem. This is a 1.25 miles. It's somewhat of a tricky race. He's only ran a 1.25 miles once in his life, and it wasn't a good race. Well, that only happened to be the Kentucky Derby. So I could certainly forget that poor effort. But, he's
11-1 in that race.
Yeah, well, it's Brad Cox. And going into the race, he was, probably 3 for 3.
Second in the Bluegrass and second in the Gotham.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. You answered your own question. But he was beaten at 10 cents to $1 2 starts back at Monmouth.
He was beat 1/10 of a dollar 2 starts ago.
Yeah, that's what I said. 10 cents to $1. Yeah, 1 to 9. Beat at 1 to 9. So
he's been beaten the last 2 times as a heavy favorite.
Well, here's the problem: you can't bet him, and you can't bet against him. He's the most likely winner in the race. But again, who needs him at 3 to 5?
Yeah, there really isn't anything. The only thing that sticks out for me may be the 4. because when he was on turf all his life, went to Del Mar in October, ran a 5, predictably bounced, went back to turf. Now he's going back to dirt. So, maybe that if he could run anything close to that 5 again on dirt, then that's the only reason why I would be intrigued by the 4.
Yeah, but where did the 5 come from? Nobody saw that 5 coming that day, and he went off 12-1 that day, and he's been off of Lasix ever since. The problem is the bad bounce off the 5. Off the 5, he reacted to a 15 with plenty of time. So that 5 really may have hurt him for a while. I'm not sure what to do with him, but I could guarantee you, at 6-1, they could keep him. He ain't running that. I'm not betting him to run the 5 at 6-1.
And the 1 ran a 6 2 starts ago and then bounced to an 18. I guess
that was the most ridiculous thing when they brought that horse back on like 2 weeks rest. Yeah, he ran the 6, and somebody I know texted me, "I love this horse. I want to play this horse." I said, "If this horse hits the board, I'll eat your hat." There's no way a 7-year-old is coming back off of a week layoff with 2 weeks off of a 6. Just not happening. If you look throughout his career, 13-21, 8-27, he doesn't put races together, and he's 7 years old. Yeah, I guess he has somewhat of a shot to rebound, but he's also being asked to go 1.25 miles. The last time he ran 1.25 miles, I guess, was that for the 27 that he ran 3 races back?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so.
And his last 2 wins have both been on Lasix.
Yeah. So, and he's 7 years old.
Yeah,
so
it's an ugly race.
We don't need the race.
And the Tampa Bay Derby, again, not really attractive race either. The morning line favorite is the 6. That is Further Ado at 9-5.
That's a Brad Fox horse. She's going to run well. By the way, I'm not sure he's going to be the favorite. They may go for the Chad Brown horse. What's the odds on Colento?
5-2.
Yeah, well, I like the Chad Brown horse much better. I'm sorry, the Brad Cox horse, Further Ado.
Further Ado.
Yeah, he's already been 2 turns, and he's ran numbers as a 2-year-old.
Yes, he ran a 7. Yes.
Good luck trying to beat.
Yeah, none of these horses have anything close to a 7 except the Puma, who ran a 9 in his first start, which was pretty nice.
That was sprinting, though.
Yeah.
The 7 that Further Ado has was going long. So now you got 4 races out of us, Greg. Goodbye.
Well, you didn't even make any picks the last 2 races, so that's why we threw in the extra 2 races, which is okay. There's no reason.
I'm picking Further Ado, by the way, if you want an official pick for Tampa. So there you have it.
Further Ado, yeah. What's that one again? Oh, that's the John.
Yeah, it's the fade, 9-5.
Excellent. Thanks, John.
All right, buddy. I'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
You got it. That's Jon Hardoon.
Somebody asked about where they get the Ragozin sheets. So there's a website called The Sheets.
Well, there's a link in the description of this video.
Okay.
Yeah, what you got to do is if I know sometimes I don't see that more. I'll show everybody. I'll let you go.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, John.
Be well. Stay safe.
All right. So I'm going to show you guys how to find the. Let me see where I can pop it up here. Let's see here. Let's move this over. And I'm going to show you why sometimes you don't see these things. I wish they did have it a little bit easier, like a way to, but they expect. See, this is for the younger crowd. This channel, this technology. So the younger crowd, they know all this stuff. Anyway, let me pop it in there. Where is this? Here we go. Okay. So this was last week's. Come on. What's going on here? Share the screen. What happened? Let's do it again. Why is that not going up there? What happened here? Full screen layout? No. This is kind of unusual. Okay, let's try that. What the fuck? This is weird. This has not happened before that I could recall. Why is this not going up here? Let me see if I could figure out why this is not going up. All right, let's try it again. No, what? See, it's telling me to stop the screen. Well, you haven't even started it yet. What the fuck? I don't know. They must have screen to share, having trouble connecting. This is often caused by an unstable internet connection. So have we been knocked off? Okay. Can you guys hear or see me? Everything looks like it's okay. But it's telling me it's not. For some reason, it's having a trouble connecting. Okay. So you guys can hear. I don't know what they're doing. It must be on the StreamYard side. So I can't show it to you. Anyway, what you would do is you would go to, like, if you want to just check out this this video right now, just scroll down and you see under the video where it says you got the title, and then it says you know what? Let me get the live part because I'm looking at last week's show. I'm going to make sure I'm doing the exact video you're looking at so we're on the same page. Oh, this is really weird. If something happens where I get knocked off or something, then I won't be back. It's possible that it's gonna come off. They're gonna knock me off, but I just haven't done it yet because I can't. I don't think I can get on it anywhere else. All right. Anyway, so what you would do is you would go and you see where it says Thoroughbred handicapper Jon Hardoon, blah, 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 blah. At the end of that, there's a thing that says more. Just click that. And that'll open up a box, and that's where all the links are. Okay, so it's really simple. Just where the description of the show is, you'll see at the end, it says more. Click that, and you will get a box that pops open, and then you get links, and that is where you can find the links to check out Ragozin sheets, where you can check out John's packages, and a few other things like social media and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here, and that'll be it. We'll be back again next week. And when we talk next week, we will, besides me, again, I don't know, it didn't sound like John was enthusiastic about the Virginia Derby, but other races next week that we can decide about. Well, there's not much, so he may have to do it because we only have two other graded stakes races, the Grade 3 Whitmore and the Grade 3 San Simeon from Santa Anita. So that's what I can see so far. And therefore, I'm sure if the Virginia Derby is a halfway decent race, we'll probably do that in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so I'm out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to, of course, subscribe to the show. This way you never miss one of our videos. And also sharing the video helps us to grow our channel. Of course, we have everything for free here. You could also hit the thanks icon. That's where if you ever want to donate to the show, all that money that comes into us from you guys goes back to the business for editing, paying to upgrade all of our content and to make our shows even better and more informative for you. So trust me on that. It's exactly what happens. But anyway, again, I'll see you guys next week. I have tomorrow's programming will be our college basketball show at 8 o'clock. I think that's about the time we'll be doing the show. One of our last Friday college basketball shows with March Madness, really getting in form. So if you're a basketball fan, tune into that. NASCAR show will be on Saturday after qualifying and practice from Phoenix. Other than that, it's an all-new week next week here on Proline TV, including more football coverage with the NFL free agency period beginning on Monday. So it should be a crazy week in the NFL, and we're going to be covering it right here, of course, on Proline TV. For Jon Hardoon, I'm Greg DePalma. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.